Hello, everybody. This is Waldorf.
And Statler.
And now we got Battle Report 136.
136.
Orcs and Goblins versus the Highborn Elves. Huzzah, hobbies.
Huzzah.
Hobbies. And this is our new orc graphic.
Yes.
Because the poo pizza has been retired permanently from this.
I finally shamed you to get rid of it.
It was actually funny because we were doing a report and you said, stop.
Yes. I actually interrupted the report. It had to end, yes.
I was enjoying it.
I understand we've angered a few people.
Exactly.
A few Russian bots that watch our channel.
A few Russian bots and one of our friends.
Yes.
All right. So this is Orc and Goblin list. Feral Orc Warlord. He's General Light Armor, paired weapons, Essence of Mithril, Shady Shankin, Troll Flask, and a Crystal Ball. I'm liking the Crystal Ball, and he just had the room to carry it.
How can you not like the Crystal Ball?
An Iron Orc Chief, who's the BSB, paired weapons, plate mail. He's got the Hero's Heart, Pan of Protection, Pension. I'm counting on the Pan of Protection Pension to help this guy. If he fights crap troops, he's still tough 5, but he's can be in trouble. 2 Goblin Chiefs with Lance on Cave Gnashers with lances, shields, light armor, and one of them has the Cleansing Light. And a Common Goblin Witch Doctor who's a master of witchcraft, carrying the magical heirloom. He's got a binding scroll.
Oh, okay.
And on a wolf. So I've worked in a binding scroll as well. 3 units of Common Orc Boar Riders with shields and musicians. And the idea, again, is the wizard can... Remember at the last tournament, the wizard was bouncing between the Wolf Rider units. The idea now is I got the Boar Rider units to bounce around through.
Right.
26 Common Orc Head Bashers, full command.
And the Boar Boys give you scoring.
And the Boar Boys do give me scoring. And can hurt chaff.
Mm-hmm.
Or provide support in a fight if something else is up front.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. 26 Common Orc Head Bashers, full command, light armor, shield, green tide banner. Unit of chaff, 5 Common Orc Raiders, but I did load them up with bow, shield, might, lance. 21 Iron Orcs with full command, plate armor, shield, and a green tide banner. The Gargantula's back in the list. Scrap wagon and 2 splatterers with overseers.
Less Iron Orcs, more spider.
Less Iron took pretty much removed the Iron Orc unit, which gave me the points to do some of the other stuff you see. You know, Boar Riders, the couple magic items, and the scrap wagon to fill the...
And you got 2 splatterers.
When at the end... Well, I used to have 2 splatterers and a... Oop, that's wrong.
I thought you had 2...
Those are 2 Git launchers.
Git launchers,
those should be 2 Git launchers. Anyway, those are 2 Git launchers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also removed the the splatterer from the list. Anyway, those are Git launchers.
Okay.
So playing Highborn Elves, who's a prince, who's a general.
A general.
Yes.
That's his name, Prince General.
He's riding a dragon. He's got the Hero's Heart. Commander. He's a BSB, Master of the Karnreg Tower. Book of Arcane Power. And then he has a mage. He had a second mage who was, I believe, an adept on shamanism. With no magic. Just a kind of naked mage. 24 Spears, full command, and Banner of Rima. 21 Sea Guard with full command. 5 Reavers. 10 Lion Guard with Champion Standard, Banner of Becalming, and they did take Skirmish. These guys are good Skirmish. I like this unit of 10 Skirmish guys. 19 Flame Wardens, full command, the Banner of Rending. And 5 Knights of Rima, full command, Banner of Rima. And 2 Sea Guard Reapers.
No shortage of banners here.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4 magic banners.
Just need to get some on those Sea Guard and you'll be set.
I don't know what those Sea Guard did to him to irritate him.
Must be, yeah. I guess Genral said they can't have a banner. Must have left it on the boat.
I believe he has an eagle in this list. We'll see in a minute.
Okay.
I can't imagine High Elves coming to battle without a sacrificial eagle. Spells, bring the pain for because I had the hereditary. Twisted Effigy, Will-O-Wisp, Bewitching Glare, Raven's Wing, and then of course the Evil Eye. There we go. Yep. And there's my army set up. We played the scenario where you deploy from one side and you have to deploy further to the right.
Okay,
each unit.
march column thing, whatever it is, yeah.
Marching columns, I believe. So I deployed these first three over here on the far left: the Boar Riders, the Wolf Riders, and the Scrap Wagon. And he deployed three, the two on the far left, and then the War Machine. You can see just the base of it up there. And then I just deployed the rest so I could go first.
Okay.
And dropped everything because based on where he was, I was happy with.
So we have two hills. Is that brown thing? What's that brown thing?
The brown thing was a ruin.
That's a
ruin?
We
had ruins in it, but when he moved into it, we had to move them.
That ruin in the middle of the table, is that the ruin that was in it?
And this was impassable.
Oh, it's another thing. Okay.
This is impassable in the middle of the table.
Okay.
So 2 hills, 2 woods, a big long fence.
Fence in the middle of nowhere?
What's that?
The fence in the middle of nowhere?
Fence in the middle. Well, this was we actually used one of the maps. From the...
Didn't say where you got it from. It just said it's in the middle of nowhere.
But it is in the middle of nowhere. It's anchoring the hill. That's its goal.
Since they've weakened fields so much, do you think they could bring them back? At least you could have a fence by a field.
Just the field for decoration.
Something. Yeah. A building or a field you need the fence. Just pet peeve.
So the mage is on the far right in the unit.
Gold token in the middle is the objective?
It is. We played the hold the center.
Okay.
And there's a better picture. Oh, and then on the back left, I have a get launcher.
Yeah.
As far back left as he can get. And there's the other one over here.
Why isn't he on the far right?
I thought about it.
Woods?
No, because the hill caused this hill on his side caused more problems for me if I was over there.
I see. Okay.
This gave me, as it is, I've got very few lanes of fire. I mean, there's blocking. This is a tough spot to be in. And the same thing from the other side. But I did make sure that he could see this repeater bolt thrower back here from where he is. And there's his side. This is after Vanguard, apparently, because his Reavers have moved up a bit.
Yep.
In the far left.
And those are Seaguard in the ruins?
And those are Seaguard in the ruins.
Or those or the
2 Reaper belt throwers.
Okay.
This is his unit of Phoenix Guard.
Whatever they're
Flame Wardens. There's his general on a dragon.
Okay.
And it is the baby dragon, not the one that only has D3 stomps or something.
Oh, okay.
Unit of Spearmen. These are the Lion Guard.
Okay.
And there's the Eagle. Yep, I knew he had an Eagle. And 5 Rymanites.
Yep.
And apparently he stole my spells and is looking at them.
It would seem so.
So we go on in turn 1.
Is that a pen I see over there? He's updating them?
He's probably scratching out numbers, writing in higher casting calls.
Yeah.
So turn 1, the Scrap Wagon moves over here to guard my War Machine.
Right.
And the Boar Riders stayed where they were behind the fence, just in case the Sea Guard decided to try to light them up. And the Wolf Riders came around so that they can, if the Reavers take a full move and get past here, get past it, the Boar Riders, then the Wolf Riders and the Scrap Wagon can try to deal with them. Guys here on the hill just kind of sat where they were, waiting to see how things develop. You can see both units of infantry came forward with the Nasher heroes behind them. The one thing I did take was I did take the launcher. I think this might be the first game I've taken a launcher in a long time. I took the launcher on the web launcher on the Gargantuan.
Okay, yeah, we've been talking about that.
And on the far right, you can see my Boar Riders have come forward a bit. What I wanted to do, and I did, get the Rymanites within 24.
Okay.
Whoop, left that picture in. There's a picture of the spider.
Yep. That is a spider.
That'll give one of our friends nightmares.
Yes.
He doesn't like to see that spider on the field. So there you have it. His turn.
You had to do that close up so the next shot would be blurry.
I did. I don't know what that picture was showing you. Anyway. I did. I fired a get launcher at the Reavers over here on the left.
Okay. Oh, you killed one?
And I killed one. The first shot And I should have done them in the opposite order anyway. I should have shown them in the opposite order. The first shot went into the bolt thrower back here with the get launchers. Because he's only got 4 wounds on these things, and I figure if I can do... If the first one would have hit it harder, I would have hit it the second time. But since I only did 1 wound, I left it alone. You know, I hit it, I hit one get launcher, hit this for a wound. So then the other one said, okay, why bother? And I decided to try to kill at least 2 of the Reavers to, you know, cause at least a panic check, but only managed 1. So they both hit, but they both did 1 wound. So good and bad. Spells. The only spell I got off was the Bewitching Glare on the Rymanites in the back right.
Okay.
Who he let the spell go through and elected to just stand there and become shaken.
Okay.
And that way he doesn't have to take that test.
Right.
I mean, their leadership 8, but that's a 6. He's outside the general's bubble, and he's he's inside the general's bubble. So their leadership 10, but it's still 1 chance at an 8. And if he fails it, he's off the board. So he elected not to take that chance and just sit there.
That's a 38% chance.
Yeah.
Or so.
So back to his turn. You can see the Reavers have come up a little bit on the left. Still respecting the charge range of the pump wagon, the scrap wagon. Seaguard came forward, but he did not march because he didn't want to march out of the ruins.
Right.
And then everything else came a little bit forward, not much. So the Seaguard fire, between the Seaguard and the 2 bolt throwers, they killed 2 boars on the hill.
Okay.
And that was it. They made their panic check and stuck around, and we go to turn 2. Because on turn 1, because I didn't have a lot of things to cast, I elected to keep 3.3 of the Veil tokens, by the way.
Okay.
Something I rarely do, but I had so few that it was going to be able to cast at that range that were useful. So anyway, you can see where the spider came up a little bit.
I think it's an interesting point.
What's that?
Your ability to save 3.
Yep.
I think from a tactical perspective, a lot of people, even when they get the, you know, maybe the low dice, and you have spells, because quite often you have spells that are, the way your spells are constructed, they're better in close range, or they're better in close combat, and you can't use them all at the same time, so you can maybe only cast 2 spells, which they can dispel.
Right. Take the chance and save 3.
So save 3, because then your next magic phase is going to give you an extra die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Good move.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So, my turn. He gave me a 10 with the boar boys down here that were behind the woods, behind the fence. With
for charging.
The boar boys charging into the Reavers. He gave me a 10, so I took it, and they made it. And none of them died in the woods.
And you don't care about fences anymore.
And I don't care about fences. So, they went there, scrap wagon moved after them and came up to where you see it. The boar boys here in the center moved up. They're within 6 inches of the center of the board.
Okay.
The iron orcs have come up to get within 6 inches. The wolf riders who were over there kind of on the left just moved 18 back towards the center.
Okay, behind the hill.
Yep, they're just trying to get around to where they can provide another bunker for the mage at some point.
Right.
My spider has come forward 7, so it can
Where
still...
is the mage?
Still right here.
Okay.
The boar rider unit has come forward behind the hill, so the Knights of Rhymer cannot see them.
Okay.
The only one that can see them are them, and that's a good long charge for them. Like I said, the spider came up, only moved 7 though, so it can still fire.
Okay.
With a web launcher. The web launcher hit this unit. The first round didn't kill anyone on the flame wardens. So that's it.
But now they're sticky.
Yeah, they had the dangerous terrain if they march.
Yeah.
And they had the minus to their agility.
Right.
Which is not going to matter if you're fighting
Not so much, no.
agility 2 orcs.
Yeah. You brought up your 2 characters, too.
It doesn't really mean much. And the 2 Nashers keep following the units they're behind. So there you have that. And there's the right side. The boar riders lost 1 in the combat. And then in the overrun, they lost another one to the dangerous terrain. But they wiped out the Reavers.
But you won the combat. Okay.
Yeah, they should. I mean, he's only strength 3.
I'm just saying you won the combat.
Yeah, I mean, and I got a 3 up. You know, he needs
Yeah.
5s to hit, 5s
Yeah.
to wound me, and I got 3 up armor.
Yeah.
So he killed 1, which I thought was decent. You know, probably about average when you do the numbers.
Yeah. 10 attacks coming at you. So.
Yep, and hitting me on 2s. So
on 2s.
it's not it's nothing to sneeze at. All right, but so the War Machines. There it is again. The War Machines have fired and put 2 wounds on the bolt thrower in the back.
Okay. The other one.
The other one that I didn't hit last time because last time he cast a spell and healed the other
I was
one.
going to say, where's the marker? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he healed it. So I learned my lesson. I said, okay, this one's outside of 12 inches. Maybe I should hit that one instead.
There you go.
So therefore I did. But I shot both at it, and I actually think I hit it twice and only did 2 wounds.
Oh, wow.
So my artillery was on target, it just wasn't damaging. Because I really wanted to get rid of this so that he wouldn't have 2 to fire at my boar riders that were hoping to sweep around the corner.
Or the ones in front.
What's that?
Or the ones in front, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was more worried. I wanted these guys to be able to take a 14-inch move back here behind and be able to threaten everything back there. So anyway, so that's what you have. And I've put random movement on, and again, you can't see it, but it's hard, you can't see it from this range, but that's the Bewitching Glare. I've replaced it on this unit.
Okay.
And I've also put the random movement spell on this big block of spearmen with the shaman wizard in it. His general's here on this, his
dragon.
On the dragon. General's on the dragon. This is his BSB, Master of the Carnreg Tower guy. Is that what he had? Yes. And then that's the dragon with the general. So anyway, so I put random movement on this and I gave him 2d6. I thought about it. I probably should have given him 3d6 just to keep him moving, make that decision more. But I'm so used to. Sometimes it's just habit. You just 2d6. If I'm doing it on the enemy, it's 2d6. But anyway, bad choice.
Well, you have to decide. You're trying to slow him down. You're trying to speed him up. So, yeah.
I wanted him out here somewhere.
Yeah, so you wanted to speed him up.
So I should have sped him up. I should have done 3. But anyway. So I did that, but because of that, I also got 2 spells off and bumped my spider up to speed movement 9. So
it's a fast spider.
If the WA goes off, it's movement 10, which is pretty scary. But that's it. Like I said, I've replaced the Bewitching Glare on the guys on the Knights of Rima, who again didn't want to take the test, and just sat there for another turn. And that's the overall picture going into the bottom of 2 for his turn.
I think you only have to fail the test once for Bewitching Glare and watch your unit run off the table, and you never will take it again.
And you'll never take that test again. Correct. So his turn. You can see the Flame Wardens have come up, because now I've got 2 units challenging this token, so he's got to come up and deal with it. So he came up to get within 6 inches of it.
So he marched up.
Walked. Did not have to march.
Okay, I thought.
Yeah, they weren't that far. It's like 5.
The other guys didn't look like they went very far. So.
And the guys, the random movement guys, the spearmen, we're going to go over to the right hand side of where we're looking from and run into this flank of the Lion Guard.
Right.
But so he pivoted them in that direction and rolled 2 1s. And just crept over there.
There you go.
I was hoping even if he would have done it, he would have ended up like here, all the way out here, which gives me a decent war cry charge. But like I said, rolling 2, he stayed back there well. And he's also still has his eagle to protect it if he needs to.
Right.
The Lion Guard have come up to the top of the hill, which is bad news for the spider. It doesn't like to deal with multi-wound guys that are strength 6.
No, not really.
Especially ones that go before it does.
Yeah.
And I did not. And I was regretting at this point, I did not take the Deceptive Glamour spell, which can reduce his initiative by 2.
Yeah.
Because the spider on a charge becomes 5.
Right.
And if I can bring them down to 4, then the spider actually goes first, and I can kill a lot of these guys before they go and probably survive that.
They're base 5s, aren't they? Lion Guard?
Are they base 5? Maybe they're base 5s.
I think they're 5s. I think they're only the Rima and these guys over here are 6s, right?
Okay. Could be. I played them. Why would I know? Anyway. So, but yes, I definitely should have had that. But even going at the same time as them, they're going to kill my spider.
Yeah, yeah.
So his eagle comes up to chaff anyway, just to make sure I don't get nuts and send both these units into the Flame Wardens.
Right.
And his dragon continues to reposition himself.
Can both units fit into the Flame Wardens?
I think we can barely.
Impassable terrain right there?
I think I can get the corner on him because he's much wider than I am.
Oh, it sounds like a character's going to be charging here in a second.
So I could get this. I could get the Iron Orcs and the general in if I wanted to. Mm-hmm. Why would I ever charge out a character?
Yeah.
That's just nonsense. Moving on, there's the left-hand side. You can see his guys' ski guard have not moved.
Stack your dice.
So his bolt throwers decide to fire. They both fire and shoot. I think they caused 2 wounds, and the guys fled and ran off the table.
Okay.
But it took both of them to do it, thankfully. That didn't give him, anything to shoot at anymore. So my turn. Going on to my turn 3.
It seems much easier to take photos with a camera than it does a cell phone.
Well, the camera has that.
Yeah.
It has that really nice thing where it's a fairly cheap camera, but it's got at least that flip up screen where it's tilt. So even though you're holding the camera up, you can still see what you're looking at. I was
doing the cell phone. It's like, that came out like
it's a little more difficult, isn't it? Now you know the pain I go through. Anyway, so this has been my turn 3. You can see the scrap wagon has continued on into coming towards the center of the board. The Iron Orcs have just shifted a little bit to the right, but stayed within 6. The Boar Boys narrowed down and got closer to the marker, and I'm using the impassable to give me hard cover versus that.
Right.
One bolt thrower can't see me; the other one is hard cover. I have hard cover against it. And I was a little too worried at this point about the Lion Guard. Because being on the hill, it gives them the re-rollable charge, made me nervous.
Yeah.
So I sent the Boar Boys up to chaff them.
Okay.
Because I think if they charge, if they hit this unit, it's an 11 inches to the spider.
Is there a character in there still?
No, he dropped out.
Oh, it's a unit of 6?
I have 3 units of 6.
Oh, okay.
So if he hits me, he overruns and needs an 11 to reach the spider.
Right.
So it looks like it would have been a 13, which is an 8 re-rollable if he would have just been able to charge the spider. So I couldn't have that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's sent the unit up to sacrifice themselves. And if you notice, this is my turn 3, and I charge the eagle in the center just to get rid of him. And over on the left...
Oh, there's your mage there. Okay.
Yeah. Over on the left, I brought up one of my Nasher heroes.
To and him up.
Yes, because now he hits me and he's facing that impassable.
Right.
And to tell you the truth, if he does hit me, he even has a rough time reforming, around his center because of the impassable.
Yeah, just wheels to the right and clicks you that way. Should be okay.
Should be correct if he thinks of that. So there you go. The problem now is I've got 2 units and almost 3 within 6 inches of this marker.
Yeah.
And he's having trouble getting 1.
Yeah.
So there's we go. He's pointing out his target because he doesn't like him. This is going into the bottom of turn 3. This is what he sees. So he decides he's going to send and I ask him, talk about the
using up dynamite there, Butch.
Talk about the dynamite comment. You can see there's the overall picture. So he elects not to send the Flame Wardens in because, like I said, he's going to have a little bit of trouble reforming. And he doesn't want both orc units on him if he can help it. But when I asked him why he did this, he said he needs to get this unit of Boar Riders off the marker. Because I've already scored 1 point. I'm going to get another point this time.
Right.
Because he can't prevent me from getting a second point. If I get a 3rd point from the marker, I've got the secondary objective. He can't get 3.
Right.
Because you start counting on the second turn. So once somebody's got 3 points, that's over. The objective is theirs.
Okay.
So at the end of this turn, I'm guaranteed to get my second, and unless the Boar Riders panic off the board. But they're in within BSB and general range. So anyway, so he charged in there to kill me. The Lion Guard up top had slammed me again.
Okay.
Third turn in a row, the Dragon Princess just pinned back there, which is just annoying.
Oh, Knights of Riem on top. Okay, yeah.
The Knights of Rhyme up top.
It wasn't annoying to you.
I was enjoying it.
You know. Yeah.
I was playing my own game.
Yeah.
Kind of like that game I played down at Corner Hammer. Was like my goal was to make this unit never shoot. My goal in this one was to make that unit never move. I had other things to do later, but anyway. So then his mage casts and puts 2 wounds with a swarm of insects. Puts 2 wounds on this guy.
Okay.
Swarm of insects.
Bad luck.
Swarm of
you get like 8 wounds every time you use Swarm of Insects.
Yeah, you'll see that next game. Yeah, I guess that was Swarm of Insects.
Okay.
Pegs him. His other bolt thrower, I shot off. The one in the back left,
okay.
The one that you don't see there any longer. I shot off with the
Get launchers.
With the Get launchers.
Okay.
And this one fires and puts 2 wounds on my scrap wagon.
How can it shoot with no crew?
I don't know. How can it shoot? The question was, how can it shoot when it doesn't even have a base?
That's true.
All it is a pile of arrows, apparently.
Yeah.
No. So anyway, he puts 2 wounds on there. The Lion Guard surprisingly win this fight against my Boar Boys. I did manage to kill one, but my last guy ran.
Oh, you got one. Wow.
Panicked into the woods.
Okay.
And he somehow put a wound. What has he done? Oh, the wound on the Gargantula is actually from a malfunctioning web launcher.
Okay.
Which, it's like, I took this web launcher just so I could wound myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so surprisingly, the dragon kills the Gnasher without taking a wound.
Shocking, and continues through to the...
Overruns into those guys.
Is that the Dark Elf Dragon? The old Dark Elf Dragon? I think it is.
Is it?
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's got that
It's
head.
painted really nicely. I like his army a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So he overruns there. And that's what I'm looking at going into turn 4.
So, I can't imagine what your Iron Orcs are going to do in this situation.
I think I'll go there and challenge. It seems to be. And he did manage to place the dragon. It's hard to see, but he made sure on his overrun he placed off to the top of the screen a millimeter or 2.
So you couldn't line
up. So the
up.
pump wagon, so the scrap wagon can't get into the corner.
Oh, okay. I thought... So you couldn't get all your Iron Orcs.
No, he was just mainly... Actually, yeah, anyway. Actually, you know what? I think he forgot about it. Never mind, because he didn't do that. Because the Iron Orcs did go in. Oh.
Okay.
So the Iron Orcs went in. Go back one.
The boys went in.
So I declared the Iron Orcs into the dragon, the boys into the spearmen, and along with them the Hopper, the Gnasher hero, and the Spider. And I declared the war cry on this turn.
Okay. And you have an extra move on your Spider already.
And my Spider is, because that's not that far of a charge, actually, for the Spider, especially at movement 8. This guy at movement 6 needed an 8 to get in.
Okay.
But he went up to movement 7, so now he needs a 7.
Okay.
So I believe this is 14, so that's much shorter there.
Okay.
Anyway, so we declared all those charges, and they all made it. I had to.
Because you couldn't fit the Spider in the other side.
The Spider can't fit the other side.
Because the Iron Orcs are in the way, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, and I actually didn't
Unless you charge second.
And I actually didn't want... The Spider couldn't crisscross, if you look back.
Okay.
To see how close the Orcs are. If the Spider can get to the far corner, I don't think the Orcs can get past it.
He gets there, he makes his
crisscross,
turn, and then... I think he can still get there.
Maybe, but... I like this better because I wanted the...
I don't think it'd fit, though, because of the Iron Orcs.
Could be.
The points moot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because they're longer.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they did that. The Wolf Riders come up, and it's their turn to play chaff. To the Lion Guard.
Just keep feeding the Lion Guard.
Feed the Lion Guard something else.
Have some more pelts, boys.
Exactly. You don't like boar pelts? Here, have some wolf pelts.
Some wolf pelts. Go through the Lion pelts.
The scrap wagon tries, but doesn't make it into the.
They just couldn't pedal fast enough.
They just could not pedal quite fast enough. But it turns out to work out really well because it got far enough to put the spearmen are in my flank.
Yeah, they'll have to charge this to the side.
So
of the
he's
table.
not going to be able to hit me and overrun back towards the center of the board.
Right.
It's keeping him away from the center, which
Right.
is
Your objective.
really bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got that, and you can see my mage circled around.
Didn't notice,
And there's
but
a better picture of where the scrap wagon made it.
All right.
Surprisingly, the throwing weapons from the scrap wagon didn't cause any wounds. I was upset.
Was an iron orc missing?
This what?
Was an iron orc missing?
No.
Okay.
They have 20 whatever in the
5,
character.
6.
22, I think.
Okay.
18, 19.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah, 4 ranks. They had 21 up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 22. There's 22 in this game.
Plus character, okay.
22 in the character is 23. So, scrap... anyway. Get launcher fails. The other get launcher fired, and I'm not sure. I think the other get launcher actually took off the bolt thrower. We'll see in a minute.
Okay.
His dragon, the guy on the dragon, directed all his attacks into the boars because he was trying to eliminate a scoring unit, and he knew he wasn't going to be able to do enough against the iron orcs to deal with them. And I did not challenge, so learned that lesson. So we won, but we didn't kill him. So we overran, and this is where we ended up. The 2 units that overran after they did it. Actually, I think the Iron Orcs just reformed. The Boar Rider overran. So that was that. Over here, these guys just slaughtered this unit of spearmen. And I don't see it, but I thought... There it is. On the top right, that spell on them is the Bring the Pain spell.
Okay.
Which is the reroll misses against that unit.
Okay, that helps.
So, based on that, you can see they just slaughtered him, and he did 7 wounds back to me. I issued a challenge with the I forget who issued the challenge, but one way or another, the Nasher ended up in a challenge. So that way he couldn't direct a lot of wounds on him.
Right.
Because I was concerned about charging him with 1 wound remaining
into
a spear block that's got AP 2.
yeah.
So he issued the challenge. He beat the champion and did a couple extra, and that's where he ended up. But the unit was completely destroyed. I mean, he had those 4 units left.
Well, he had a lot of attacks. So.
And the overrun with the Nasher and the orcs both overran.
Okay, Spider didn't.
And the Spider elected to stand because I kind of like that spot better. And anyway, I didn't want to get too far out there where the Knights of Rima can see me.
Okay.
Since they do, if you notice, this is turn 4, and they do not have the
Oh,
spell on them. Finally,
I see. Okay.
I finally got too far away from them to use the spell on them anymore.
Okay.
The one thing I'm sure I've said it a million times. The one thing I'm really liking about the witchcraft is no line of sight required, and they've all got decent ranges. Most of them have decent ranges.
Yep.
No line of sight, no arcs. I mean, they're all hex 360.
Right.
So
No,
anyway, I love that.
I think it's a wonderful path.
So anyway, the Spider goes up here, just making sure that when the Lion Guard come in, and I even had to be very careful in this one, because the Rima Knights can charge as well, and force the Lion Guard even further to this side.
Yeah.
But because I'm so close, he can only wheel to there, which does not give him the overrun.
Okay.
So I was being extremely careful on that one. Anyway, so that's where you ended up.
Could just turn them more.
Could have what?
Just turn them more if you're worried about it.
Turn the
Wolf Riders.
Wolf Riders.
Angle them more if you had any
too
concern.
late. Already done it.
Yeah.
So anyway, over here, he's got the. Oh, I guess I didn't take off that bolt thrower. It's still there.
Okay.
So the Sea Guard either get chaffed or kill it. So they decide to kill it.
You're not going to throw dung at him. So,
The Lion Guard come in and just maximize. He did not elect to send the Rima Knights in with it.
Okay.
He's got more use for them. They want to come back towards the center where they can see stuff. And that's what you got. So this is
shot him down?
The bolt thrower shot him down.
Okay. It's not pointing towards him.
He only had 1 point.
Yeah.
He only had 1 wound left.
Yeah.
Hard target doesn't help you too much.
The Wolf Riders lost?
The Wolf Rider, but one survived.
Yeah.
One did survive that fight, which was more amazing to me than anything so far. The fact that a single one survived. Over here on the left, the Boar Boys were... the Orc Boys were steadfast and held in this fight. The Flame Wardens are just making ward saves all over the place. I just can't deal with them. So, anyway. So that fight's continuing. Got that. And, of course, they managed to kill my scrap wagon with 2 wounds already on it.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised there, but, it happens. And this point, I've already got my 3rd point, so the objective is always mine, is guaranteed to be mine. And that's what we got going into my 5th turn, I believe. Yep, there we go. This combat grinds away, and he slaughters me again, but I roll Snake Eyes and stick around for a turn.
Okay.
I think it was what I needed.
Are those hexes or those buffs on him?
Those are buffs on him.
Okay.
Sorry, one is the Twisted Effigy. I gave him the -2 to cast because it's what I had.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I got off this turn as well.
Okay.
Anyway, so we did that. The Iron Orcs, you can see, have moved forward and got a little bit narrower. They went wider. They went wider and
Spider backed up.
Exposed the flank. They exposed their flank to the Sea Guard, but the Sea Guard can't reach their flank.
Right, because it's anchored on.
Because they anchored with that
terrain,
big
even though they
impassable
can
terrain.
clearly see the unit.
Even though they can clearly see the unit with every man in the unit.
Yeah.
And the mage moves around back here. You can see back there by the hill. Just kind of hiding behind the Iron Orcs.
Not really.
Well, he's at least getting a point of cover.
Yeah.
I'm outside 24 with a point of cover, so he's going to need 5s to hit me.
Yeah.
And with 6 shots, that should be 2, and that kills me.
Yeah.
With an average roll almost. The spider just backed up 7 and was able to stay out of range.
Okay.
The Boar Boy, last remaining Boar Boy, since I no longer need him to claim the objective, ran over and became chaff.
Yep.
More food for the White Lion, the Lion Guards. The 3 on the Lion Guard is the 3 on the Lion Guard is from the web launcher.
Okay.
It knocks their initiative down by 3.
Okay.
Didn't kill any, but knocked their initiative down. And here we go. So his turn 5, the Dragon Princes charge into this last remaining Ed Bashers. And the Dragon Princes, he didn't need the Dragon Princes in the fight, but because he did, he completely eliminated the unit and put a wound on my general somehow in this fight. Wasn't from the Dragon Prince. I'm not sure where that came from, but anyway. So I ran, and ended up here.
Okay.
And I rolled like an 8 or a 9, and neither one of these units caught me.
Okay.
The Dragon Princes ended up with like a 5.
Did you run through the terrain or past
And I ran through the terrain and didn't take a wound from that either.
Okay.
So I'm sitting out there.
So he sort of leads a charmed life.
Yes.
Except for that unit.
All his friends died, but now he rallies on a 9 rerollable if the BSB's there.
Yeah.
So you have that. You can see the Lion Guard up on top have repositioned themselves. And the Sea Guard have come up. And that's it.
Looks like he's giving you his flank.
No, he can't. He did not, because I can't wheel into that because of the Dragon Princes.
Okay.
The Knights of Rima. I can't wheel past them.
You don't have to wheel past them. You just have to contact them.
Yeah, and I don't want to fight them.
Yeah. Not that you want to fight necessarily,
Correct.
but yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, that 4-up ward is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I can... Actually, if I had the flank, I could do it. I didn't even think about it. Maybe I could have.
Because you just have to click, and then he has to conform.
That's a good point. I probably should have done it. Because that would have given me, if they won, that would have given me overrun into the Knights of Rima anyway. Anyway, but that's what it's looking like. And there's the overall picture. Yeah, you're right. I could have come forward and clipped him, and it would have forced him. But I wonder if I could have wheeled enough to let him wheel into me.
I think so.
Probably. I don't know. Anyway.
You never can never be sure when you
never be sure at this point.
Photographs, but you know.
So anyway, so we ignored him. We ignored him and went into Knights of Rima.
We do have the spider to help.
And the spider came over to help. And they do have the 4-up regen on him. Because the healing waters, he's got the Oaken Throne and the healing waters off.
Oh, okay.
So the Knights of Rima have a 4-up regen. But I've got my general and, I've got my BSB and a whole lot of, strength 7 attacks from the Iron Orcs.
Yeah.
So I'm not that concerned with it. My general rallied where he stands there and just stood there.
Which way is he facing? I can't tell.
It's facing the sea guard in front of him.
So they'll run into the
when
terrain.
He has to overlap me by 1. When he overruns, he hits the terrain.
Okay.
Can't get to the other fight. Another friend of ours was there and said, "Why not just put the mage in front of the unit? That way he kills the mage, overruns into your general. You never do the general fight. You're giving up the 425 points for the mage, but that's not the 600 or 700 for the general."
Yeah.
So I thought about it, and I was like, I'm an orc general. I don't need a little goblin protecting me. So he just ignored it, and I ran and hid behind the hill.
Yeah. Also depends on the angles and stuff.
I mean, it was a definite. I mean, it definitely would have worked. I could have easily sacrificed the 425 to make the general not fight.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to do that.
And I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, so moving on, you got that.
It also depends on angles if they hit you, because in theory, if you assume that you're going to win this fight, you could run, you could flee, and...
well, I guess the other option is he hits... Well, if he reforms, he can't charge. Okay, never mind.
And then that pushes over there, and you might get past the other guys, and if you don't, you keep running away.
So we get this. I'm not sure. I think that's a buff. That's the Healing Waters buff on him.
Okay.
I'm getting nothing off. Oh, this turn I did get off the Bewitching Glare on the Lion Guard.
Okay.
And he just elected to make the test at this point. Okay. Because at this point it didn't matter
Desperate
much.
times.
And
he's farther from the table edge.
And the general's gone, so they're leadership 8. So now he needs a 6.
Yeah.
And he makes his check.
Okay.
So. So, the Iron Orcs and the Spider combined to wipe out the Knights of Rima.
Okay.
The Orcs needed a 9 overrun to reach the guys on the hill, the Iron Orcs.
Okay, they're actually touching them.
And they did, so they overran, and now they're on them. They just didn't magically transport over there to the right.
Okay.
And the Spider overran, because I didn't know if they were going to make it or not.
Sure.
So the Spider overran to get out of their arc.
Right, obviously.
And popped back there.
And get behind the other guys. So.
And because the other guys, that was a terrible overrun for him over there, because it trapped that unit, the Flame Wardens, when they killed my. Not only did they not catch my general, they eliminated themselves from the game pretty much. Yeah. For the last turn. So there we have that, and on his bottom of 6,
may have been better served having you run the other way. Yeah.
Bottom of 6, he comes in, hits me with the Sea Guard.
Okay.
And the Lion Guard over there fighting, and of course the Flame Wardens just turn around and face and cast some spells. And
you rallied.
And I rallied my Wolf Rider on a 3, I believe.
Yeah.
So I got that going for me. And if you notice, the general has killed 4 Sea Guard.
Yeah.
He has a charge and a rank and a banner, so I actually won this fight. Not only did he not wound me, I won the fight. He made his check and stuck around.
Yeah, he did a handful of strength 3 attacks.
And if I remember, we did not even. He just conceded the Lion Guard on the hill. because I've got a ton of attacks.
Yeah,
coming in
yeah,
at him.
yeah. I mean, he'll kill.
He's got 9 attacks coming. He make even if he kills 9.
You're still gonna.
I've got so many attacks coming in.
Yeah,
It's going to
yeah.
be ugly.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I told him he asked me what weapon choice I was using, and I said double choppa.
yeah.
Because that was going to give me double attacks for everybody in the front, and you notice they're 7 wide now.
Right.
Double attacks from everybody in the front, and he's not going to kill down enough to matter. And it also puts me up to weapon skill 6.
Right.
It's just ugly for him.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
like, okay, they're gone.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
they're not going to do enough to knock me below a quarter or anything.
Right.
So.
Right.
So anyway, we didn't do that fight.
Did you kill his other bolt thrower finally?
I did. I
Okay.
shot off it's the one in the back corner at some point shot it off.
Okay.
The Git launcher shot it off. So that's where it ended. And we did the points, and it was a 13-7 to the orcs with a plus to me for the objective.
For the objective, so
So it was a 16-4, which is a good solid win
for your first game with this army list.
with this modified army list. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right. Now that the more I looked at that one fight into the flank of the Flame Wardens, that could have been possible. You'd never know with the angles, like you said,
Yeah,
without seeing them
sometimes
in
the
the pictures
photographs
to that.
twist things, so can't be
But
sure. But
yeah, for some reason I didn't think about him wheeling to me. I don't recall thinking about that, so could be that it would have worked. Maybe it did.
he could have closed, and he could have made all his ward saves, and
And then he could have made it and left me stuck there, and that's
You're
a nice
stuck
Rima slam me in the
Yeah.
side, which would not. And then the Flame Wardens turn around and face me, and that would have been really good.
yeah.
Yeah, that could have been terrible. But anyway, so that's where it ended. Like I said, 16-3, first time with this army, with this particular composition.
And you beat the army that you've been playing for a while.
And I beat the Highborn Elves, which
Yes.
is good, and I'm happy about that. Of course, you didn't see any sword masters out there, so
Yeah.
got that going for me.
Not this game, at least.
yeah. So that's going to do it. Thanks for listening.
Until next time.